Ladies and gentlemen, the game of chess is one of the most complex, layered, fascinating, and captivating games that exists in the world today. Second, maybe only to bingo or something that requires a little bit more brain power. But chess is only fascinating and captivating when humans play it, right? When human beings battle it out. Because the truth is that chess played perfectly is a draw. If you let two of the best chess engines in the world play a game against each other and just left them in a room, they would fight to the death. They would both perish or both survive, depending on if you're an optimist or a pessimist. But in today's video, I would like to show you that chess is a draw if played perfectly at engine level, but chess is also a draw if played perfectly at the 700 level. This game was sent to me by a subscriber. Well, actually, I don't know if he's a subscriber, but he's definitely a viewer. Just remember that not everybody who views subscribes. I'm sure if many of you look down right now, you can still click the subscribe button. It's still possible. It happens. You just watch in the algorithm. I understand. No pressure. I'm not even asking you to subscribe. You know all these YouTubers. Oh, subscribe, like. No, you like the content. I don't really mind what you do either way. Now, Joey is playing with the black pieces. His opponent is named Brax. They're both Americans. They both get honorary grandmaster titles. And Christian Pulisic is going to be the profile photo of Brax. And Joey's in the gym, actually. Joey's profile is in the gym. Everybody should go to the gym at some point. Here we go. Here's how 700s managed to make a perfect game of chess. E4. Black responds E5. Brax plays the Vienna, which is, I mean, it has my blessing for sure. Knight C6. And of course, here, the Vienna, in the copycat variation, you want to play Bishop C4 and hope for this move. And now the move Queen G4 is very tricky and very strong with ideas of Queen G7. And this is, I mean, many Gotham proteges have played this position and have won games. Yeah, not Brax. Brax just goes back to playing the 4 knights, which is weird because he should have just done that in this position. You know what I mean? Like, if I tell you you're going to put both of these knights out, there's no reason to start with the Vienna. You could just play knight F3. But anyway, fine, okay. So far so good, right? I mean, like, you can't really mess up here yet. You can't. I mean, it's the opening, so Bishop C4. Now Black is going to play Bishop C5. They're both going to castle. You know how this goes. You've been 700 before. Maybe not. Maybe some of you are 400. Don't worry. You'll get there, I promise. No. The perfect chess begins on move 4 as Black plays the move D5. Now, you may ask yourself, Levy, why are you saying perfect chess? It says plus 1.5 right there. It says that on the eval bar. Also, I'm pretty sure that just hangs a pawn. You lied to me. I didn't lie. I would consider this like artwork at a museum. We just have different interpretations of the same thing that we see. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a politician. You know, politicians, you say something to them and they just... You ever seen like interviews? It doesn't matter who you even support politically. Like, they get asked something and they're just like, well, we're creating jobs. It's like, that's not what you got asked. Anyway, I digress. E takes D5 and that's just a free pawn. Now, Black realizes this and goes, wait a minute, I'm just losing this trade. I gotta move my knight. No, Black just loses the knight. Just tries to justify the plan. Joey, what are you doing? What is this? Joey, this is not what you were taught in Gotham school. That's just free, either way. Now, White, you know, sticks to the principles of chess and plays... All right, now Joey's fine again. I don't know why White isn't castling. I guess White wanted to develop the bishop. So it makes sense. Now, Joey here insists on losing the knight. I mean, like, he will not be denied. Like, he wants to lose the horse. He doesn't even take here first. He doesn't move here and hit the bishop. Doesn't move here and come this way. He just wants to lose the knight. Now, White, okay, it's obviously White is not going to take. White is rated 780. White played a pawn move in order to play a bishop move. Like, White is obviously going to go here. Okay. You cannot be more direct and obscene. I mean, that is like such a disrespectful move to play because you guys got to stop playing moves like this. Like, just because you can attack something and it's defended doesn't mean it's going to be the best move. Like, Black can even throw in this move now, attacking the queen. And then just even F6. I know Ben Feingold says not to play it. I get it. It weakens your king a little bit, but the bishop, it's not, there's nothing here. Not to mention, like, even if the queen moves, we're just assuming that white doesn't see this because they don't, right? It's such a disrespectful move because there are so many ways that black can block the queen attack, including with every single one of these pieces. Yet Joey just loses his queen. Now you're probably like, Levy, this is not a perfect game. If it was a perfect game, he wouldn't lose his queen. No, it's a great game. It really. Perfect games end in draws, right? That's the criteria. Perfect games don't have to be the best move every time. They just have to end in draws, right? So, okay. Here we go. White takes. Joey's like, damn. King takes d8. Now, remember, Joey's profile photo, he's at the gym, so he's probably bench pressing while he's playing this game. Not recommended, by the way. Black is now down, and now white castles. So white has just played excellent chess. Joey is now down a queen for a bishop. So when you're down a queen for a bishop, you want to pose problems to your opponent. You want to pin their pieces. You want to get your king to safety, bring your rook to the center. What you don't want to do is trade more pieces. Like, you got 3 pieces out. You're down a queen. Why are you trading? Like, knight takes d4. And then knight e2, forcing another trade. Like, the game will end very quickly, because black will simply run out of pieces. But knight d4 was played in the game, and white played the move knight takes e5, which is also a great move. The knight used to protect the pawn. The knight takes the pawn. Knight takes f7 is on the way. White has a 7-point material advantage. Black's king is in the center of the board. Knight takes f7 is unstoppable. It looks like the game is going to be over. Black plays knight e2 check. Knight e2 check is a fascinating move because not only does it do absolutely nothing to prevent this fork, it also blunders a knight in one move. So, I mean, my man Joey really has to stop playing chess games while he's bench pressing. Like, I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's still perfect, though. Don't worry. Now, white can take with the knight or move the king. White chooses to move the king. I understand you don't know that knights go backwards. It's not a skill that you fully practiced yet at 700. Fully understand. And now Joey plays bishop g4. Now, bishop g4 is a fascinating move because, again, it does absolutely nothing to prevent the fork. It also hangs a bishop in one move. And the knight can still take the knight. It would be worse to do this now because black would play bishop takes e2 and then fork the queen and the rook. So it's not the best thing, but I mean, there is still a fork here and you're losing a rook for a bishop and you're up a queen. So do the math. It's really not so bad. Not to mention the fact that you're not really losing much at all if you really count it. But okay, fine. Joey hangs his bishop and a pawn and the knight, no problem, and a queen. White does, in fact, play this move, which is, you know, I'm not going to call it anything. It's an inaccuracy. Let's give it an inaccuracy sticker. Bishop e2 and now queen e1. A little passive. I'd like to see the queen get cozy, hit the knight. You know what I mean? But all right, I don't hate it. Now, of course, Joey plays bishop takes f1. Very good. White can play here or here. Survey says queen takes f1. Terrific. So white is just up a queen for a rook. Life is good. And a pawn. And the plan here for white should be kick out the knight. Always good to create a little luft for the king. Just going to give you all this info right now. Always nice to make sure your king can get off the back rank so you never blunder. And you got to find a way to activate the queen. So the queen's got to go here and then here or here and out this way. Also, always look for checks. And you got to open up that center of the board. You got to get these pieces into the game. Black plays rook e8. Rook e8, by a miracle, makes sure that this is no longer a fork. I'm not sure Joey ever saw that that pawn could be taken. If he did, then this was a very clever move. White plays knight takes f7. White is just crushing. Like, you're probably thinking at this point, this is a perfect game played by white, right? Like, you're going to just, you know, king d7. Now, what I would do here is, again, I would kick out the knight and activate my queen out this way. I can also go here and out this diagonal. Rook e1, also a good move. All right, and bishop b5 check is not a bad move, but white thought that he was winning on the spot. It's a waste of a move. You really shouldn't be giving checks with bishops when a pawn can just slap you out of there. That's not a good move. Now, here the engine gives this move, this d4 move. It's like a brilliant move. And the point is that you defend your bishop with your queen And you also counterattack the bishop in the center. It's pretty nasty. And if this, well then, you know, we're getting this d file. That's like what we're getting. That's really the point. No chance white sees that. White goes here. And now we have knight e2. Knight e2 is fascinating because it does nothing. I mean, it just really does absolutely zero. The knight does not attack any physical piece. Every square the knight can go to is empty. Even if the knight lands on a future square, it threatens nothing at all. I mean, you can say a pawn, but that ain't much. Now, again, the best move here is the move d4 because you want to sacrifice to open up the center. It's a little bit too much. Another good move here is c3 and then d4. That at least makes sense. Rook e1 also kind of logical, and that is the move that white plays. Not necessarily the best move, but now we see knight d4. Now, again, I've said this time and time again, you really got to make sure that your back rank is safe. Because if your queen and king are both on the back rank, you never know, black's going to get in somehow. And again, a long time ago, I would have played this move g3 so that I can go out here with the queen. It's very hard, though, as a 700 to open up pieces by moving other pieces. You got to be really careful in chess playing moves like rook takes e8. I get it. White is beelining to exchange the pieces, but it's never too late to lose it all. And as a perfect chess game would go, black started making a comeback. So black is lost here. But whenever you are kind of on the side that's losing, you want to find a way, whenever you're on the side that's winning, you want to find a way that your opponent can get to you because you need to be a step ahead. So right now, a reasonable idea for black is to try to get a rook down here, right? So how could black do that? Bishop here and then rook here. But bishop there, you just go here. So that's not scary. But the knight is scary because the knight could go to c2 and then rook e1, and good luck stopping that. And I got news for you. You can't. Like, on the next move. You could bring your knight back to f3, but that's tricky. And the craziest thing is, if you try to run with your king, that does nothing. You still get trapped, which is why you should have protected your king a long time ago, and it's also why you should have activated your queen. I mean, think about it. White has like $1 million piece and is just keeping the queen, like, the queen's not doing anything, right? You gotta play a move like queen d1 maybe to try to activate the queen still. White plays this move. The problem with that move is you invite the knight in, right? Now you're in trouble because you actually cannot prevent the move rook e1. Now you're in trouble. And yet, white plays a brilliant move, d4. Why is that move brilliant? Well, the rook can come down, but the queen is now protected. And you can take the bishop. So by doing the math, you're going to win a rook and a bishop, and only the knight will remain. A bishop and a knight will beat a knight. That's not even complicated, because one of the two pieces is the same, right? They mirror each other. So even though white is losing, something like take, take, and then take is relatively easily winning. And you know what else is nice? The knight is trapped. So the knight actually can't leave. It's completely stuck. So you can play bishop d3 and then this and just trap the knight. The knight just physically cannot move anywhere. And then you will bring the king and take it. So actually white played just absolutely genius move d4. Absolutely brilliant move. Black plays rook e1. The queen is going to perish. White sacrifices and d takes c5. Okay, we give a check. Fine. But now you cannot take anymore because of this. So we go back. Okay. Second time's the charm. Take the... Oh! Okay. We didn't take the bishop because we thought our knight was hanging. Okay, fine. The bishop is hanging still, and the pawn is hanging. So what's going to happen? Black's going to move the... Good God. Okay, so instead of moving the bishop that was hanging, black hangs two pieces. Black hangs the bishop and the knight. What? You see, if the bishop moved and then this, white has 3 extra pawns. Okay, that's winning. That's basically a piece. What is even happening here? Choose one. Oh my God. And you know what the most insane thing about the move knight e4 is? It still looks like it works because the knight hangs and the bishop is hanging. Like, you just can't stop them. But now black has the move knight takes b2. Knight takes b2, hits the bishop. But black doesn't play that. Black hangs the knight. Again, the knight escapes danger once. Like, it can perish right here and here. Like, the knight dies. It just dies. You don't take the bishop because then this. You just don't. I mean, this is some insane tunnel vision. Look at this. Knight moved 3 times. White just had to move the knight. White just refused to move the pawn. Now we have a knight endgame. And as you might imagine, this knight endgame is the equivalent of the Hunger Games. The pawns will all die. Knight takes b7. Knight takes b2. h4. I don't know why you're going h4. There is nothing here. You are not breaking through those pawns. You should have brought your king. You should have brought your knight. Bring your king. Bring your knight. This doesn't work because now black is going to hunt all the pawns. Okay, c4 is good. King d7, excellent move. And now white does something that looks like it should make sense, but doesn't. Knight c5 check. Believe it or not, despite having 6 versus 4 pawns, 6-4, that should be over. This is barely winning. In fact, it might not be winning. Why? Because your king, what is the king doing? This king is a beast, gonna walk into the center of the board. This king, he needs like 7 moves to get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5. But if you go the long way, it's probably 7. Yeah. And yeah. And yeah. Why are you walking up the edge? Go toward the center. You gotta go toward the center. And look at my man Joey here activates his inner Magnus Carlsen, brings his king to d4, and takes both pawns. Just expertly done. Now, I think it's very tough to say which score you want to end up on. Like, do you want to go there, and then get back, or there, and then come forward? I don't really care because now it's 4-4, and actually Joey's winning. Joey's winning because I don't know what white is doing. Like, even if white had played g5, Joey would go here and push, and the king is too close. You use the pawn as a decoy, and then win all the pawns. Now, Joey activated his inner Magnus Carlsen, but then Joey decided to activate his inner Carlos Magnussen. And in this position, he played king d4. Now, for some reason, Joey still thought that he was losing, because he was losing most of this game. Like, he just wins. Push, here. Push, 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 here. And he queens first. To a queen, preferably. And he wins. Instead of that, for whatever reason, Joey's like, I gotta get back. I gotta go back. Hey, Joey, you don't have to go back. In fact, you're still winning if you push your pawn. In fact, you're still winning if you go here, because the king can't take. Oh no. Oh no, Joey's messing it up. Joey, the king doesn't have to go back. Now white is winning with f4. White doesn't see it. White is now losing again. If the king goes here, you gotta touch the pawn, that's it, so that the king can't go away. And f4 doesn't do anything, you're gonna queen. Joey, right, you're wrong. King f5, oh, now Joey's lost. Joey's lost because you cannot stop a passed pawn on the side. Okay, now after this move, the pawn queens. Game over. Pawn is queening, game over. All right? And that's what happens. And he's queening, and you can't stop him because it's check. And now here, and that's it. Joey, you fought well. You fought hard. It's time to resign, buddy. Time to resign. White's just going to pick up all your pawns. Yep, very nicely done. And he's going to give you a couple of checks, and then he's going to realize, you know what? This would be a whole lot easier if I made a second queen. And he's, oh, expertly done. What? Wait, maybe white doesn't know how to win this game. Wow, okay, never mind. Check, yep. Now, it's mate in one here with queen to e8. It's mate in one here with, you could get lucky here and checkmate in one move. This is mate, and this is mate too. Okay, you get lucky. All right, oh wait, and that's mate. So, yeah, that's 4 checkmates in one. Maybe I'm even missing one. Okay, queen d4. All right, it's mate in 2. It's mate in 1. Same thing. You got queen on d5. You got queen on d7. You got queen on b6 and here and... Okay. All right. We're getting the king to the corner. Perfect. There we go. Here you have a lot of mates in 1. What? Okay, but that's... Okay, but like, you could even do this with the king and the queen, right? Like... Folks, chess when played perfectly is a draw.